Hey there friends, I'm Abhijit. This is the last video of UPSC CMS series where I'm going to give you everything that I know about UPSC CMS that I asked around on the internet as well as the people who have already joined there. It is all a second-hand information, so take it with a pinch of salt, okay? So here we go. Union Public Service Commission Combined Medical Services is used for recruitment of Group A and Group B medical officers. It is an annual exam taken in offline mode. That means you will not get computers, you will get actual OMR sheets to fill. It's a national level exam where MBBS is the eligibility to give it. In the year of 2024, there were total 827 vacancies. So on an average, that is the number of vacancies that is present every year for medical officers throughout India. Coming to the application fees, general category will pay 200 rupees. It is free for female SC ST category. The age limit for the exam is 32 years. The selection process of UPSC exam consists of two levels. First is offline exam which is MCQ based giving 500 marks, and second is an interview which is 100 marks. So total 600 marks will be awarded, from which you will be selected based on how much marks you get, how much score you get. In the year of 2024, the notification for UPSC CMS was released on 10th of April. So basically first week of April is when you look for the notification. The registration starts around that and it stays throughout the April. So this year 30th April was the last day of registration. Then there's a 7-day correction window to correct whatever documents and name changes that you want to correct. This year admit card was released on July 5th, so first week of July is when admit card is released, and the exam in 2024 was on July 14th, that is second week of July. The result was published on 30th July, so you can expect the admit card to be released in the first week, exam in second week, and by the final week of July you will get the result in your hand. Then after that, from the last week of September till first week of November, there is a personality test which is of 100 marks, which is the interview that you are going to give in UPSC Bhavan in New Delhi. To be eligible to give this exam, you must be an Indian with MBBS degree and age less than 32 years. In phase 1 of the exam, there are 2 papers held in offline mode of total 500 marks. Each paper is of 250 marks with 220 questions to be solved within 2 hours, with a break in between paper 1 and paper 2 which happen on the same day. The paper 1 subjects are General Medicine and Pediatrics, and the paper 2 includes Surgery, Preventive and Social Medicine, Gynecology and Obstetrics. In the next few sections, I have highlighted important topics that I took out and which I prepared for the UPSC CMS exam, so you can just pause the video and take screenshots if you want. As usual, I always advise you to actually go and check the last 5-year question papers and take out the important topics yourself, so that you get an idea of how the questions are asked and how you can answer them, and also get a perspective of what is expected from you in the exam. After clearing both part 1 and part 2, that is the theory exam as well as the interview, you will be eligible, if you get a good rank which is within 1000, of getting those Group A and Group B medical officer seats. So it is like any other government job. Let's talk about promotions and salaries. As far as I have heard, the promotion is based on seniority as well as performance. On an average, we get a promotion every 4 to 5 years. As with any other government job, the salary increases with every promotion, and there is a dearness allowance as per the government policies. Additional benefits of UPSC CMS as any other class 1 job includes housing, travel allowance and other perks. The next information about salary is something that I got from the internet and confirmed from a person who is actually doing this job. Still, take it with a pinch of salt. The basic pay is 56,100 rupees, which might change every year. This is something that I got from 2024. Okay. The NPA is 20% of the basics. There is some percent of DA as well. Then there's something called HRA, TA, newspaper allowance, convenience allowance, LTC, medical insurance of the self as well as the family, and pension contribution of 14% of the basic plus DA. So the gross income is around 1 lakh rupees in metro cities. In metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, etc., the in-hand salary is around 90,000 rupees to 1,15,000 rupees. That's what I have heard. Now let's talk more about the posts and cadres that we get in the recruitment of UPSC CMS. Let's first start with Assistant Divisional Medical Officer in the Railways, which is a Group A post. The role and responsibility of the officers in the railway is basically attending to the OPD and IPD patients as per the daily necessity. Then comes Assistant Medical Officer in Ordnance Factories. Here during your service, you will be posted in any ordnance factory or a dispensary thereof. You are to attend OPD and IPD patients. You are to give emergency care to the patients. You are to check for the occupational health of the patients that are present in that ordnance factory, as well as implement the government health schemes that are given to you as per your job. Then there's junior scale posts in Central Health Services. It is a group A post where you will be posted anywhere in India where central health services are required. Then there's General Duty Medical Officer in New Delhi where the roles and responsibilities are similar to that I have already talked. The pay band and the perks you are going to get is basically pretty much the same as any other UPSC class 1 officer. Now in short, let's talk about the pros and cons of UPSC CMS. The pros include it's a class 1 post with early settlement, job security, decent pay, all the perks of a class 1 UPSC officer, and a big advantage of a work-life balance with security. The cons of UPSC CMS are it has a lot of administrative work involved. The pay is fairly constant as the promotions are stagnant ahead in life after 20-40 years compared to a doctor who has taken, let's just say, surgery or medicine where the money he earns keeps on increasing over the course of time. You may not get as much patient exposure as you want, so think about it as well. Of course, here I want to highlight that after joining UPSC CMS and completing the probation period, you can actually apply for an educational leave wherein you can keep the UPSC CMS job and still complete PG and go back and join a higher post pertaining to that job. For example, if you do surgery in PG, you will be able to join as a surgeon in a central hospital doing surgery work in UPSC CMS. So that's a perk, I guess. Let's talk about little details that are necessary for you to know. Every UPSC CMS recruitment has to undergo a probation period which varies from 1 year to 2 years depending on which cadre you select. The services allotted are based on the cadre, so I want you to study them hard before going to the interview, because on the day of interview you will be given a choice filling form where you are to select the service that you want as well as the city that you want to do that service in. So that's something that you should keep in mind as well. There are a lot of postings and jobs and responsibilities which include hospitals, clinic, other healthcare facilities, which include clinical duties, administrative tasks and public health initiatives. There is opportunity to higher study, there is opportunity for doing MD and MS, there is opportunity to do research as well. It's just how you go through the job and how you work through the environment and roles that you are given and how you ask for what you need. There is obviously administrative role in health services and policy planning that you cannot escape from. So be prepared if you are going to take UPSC CMS. There is going to be continuous development of your skills as you join the conferences, workshops and the training program that are periodically held from time to time. Lastly, I talked to a person who was at CGHS cadre in Delhi and he told me about the day that he goes through. So I'll just read through the messages and let you know how you feel about it. The work starts around 7:30, 8 o'clock. There are 4 kinds of patients that you are going to see. The patients with chronic illness, which are around 40%, new patients, which is 10 to 15%, and the patients who are just for referral, which is 20%, and the patients that are coming back from referral, which are 30%. So all in all, it's like any clinical job that you're going to get. Apparently everything there is online. You just need to click the name, select the things that you want, which is medicine, specialties, investigation, imaging, reporting, etc. And that's all that you need to do. Now in every place there are different numbers of audience and members. Central Delhi has IAS, IPS, MPS, etc. and it is difficult to manage as they have a lot of demands and you need to be careful. Outside of Delhi you see mixed crowd and the number of patients vary daily. You can see up to 10 patients a day and you can even see 150-200 patients a day. So that's, I guess, up to luck and you. The issue is that it's a bit of clerical work with everything online. You just need to develop the rapport with the patient, type in the investigations and the treatment and go ahead. You are going to see the same faces over and over, especially some people are too regular, something that they know better than you, and how you handle them in the beginning matters a lot. So pretty much like every other place. You have to be diplomatic. You might get a few complaints, but again, it's something that you'll learn over the course of time. The work satisfaction that you will get is going to depend on the situation and how you handle it. Some of the doctors handle the work very skillfully and they get free by 2 o'clock, whilst others may take up to 5 o'clock to get free from there. The pros, as I already told you, include full health cover, paid leaves, air ticket, travel perks, training sessions, and living in a metro city where transfers are not that frequent. If you want, you can get posted in ministry where you can look after various health programs and even head them. Now that is something that he told me about. So for doctors in wellness centers, almost no political pressure is there. At state government services, most politics are confined to the upper levels only. Cons include apparently it's a very boring job. It lacks glamour and thrill that other higher specialties may have. You might get left out of your other peer group who is going to do PG, and there's a stagnation of pay after 30 years or so. So that's one more thing to look at. Now let's talk about resignation. He told me that you can resign at any time as long as you give a 1 month notice to the higher authorities, but it is advisable to resign after 10 years because that is the minimum time that is required for you for a permanent CGHS card for you and your family, which is a best health plan with no limits and all medications included. You can take PG in sponsored seats from AIMS after 5 years. It has 5 years of bond. So resign at 13 years of your service. That's what he advised me with a PG degree and CGHS benefits. That's pretty good. So that is pretty much everything that I know about UPSC I know it's a little haphazard video, but I wanted to give every information in the as raw and unfiltered format as possible. So I hope you got everything that you need to know. See you on the other side. Bye bye.